when I decided to take au pairing as an occupation, I think I thought about it for a good year and a half, because I found that change is constant, first of all, but sometimes you find yourself needing to direct or steer that change that you want for yourself. And for a very long time, I'm 23 years old, so for a very long time, from school to university to work, everything was so much steered, for me. So I knew that if I passed this grade, for instance, I would then go to the next grade. And if I finished high school, I'd go into university. Finished university, I'd inevitably start working, So this was the first choice that I had to make all by myself and work towards it all by myself. And you really do feel like you are growing up in that sense. You really do feel like you are responsible for whatever decision that you are making, and provided that you put your mind to it, it would be possible to obtain whatever it is that you set your mind to. So that was that. A year and a half, I was sat there at home, meditating, preparing myself, asking myself, do I want this? Why do I want this? Do I love children enough to be with them all the time? I've got a baby sister and she's 4 now. And sometimes I'd be like, no, Mom, your child, she's making too much noise, or she's crying too much, So I had to ask myself these questions. Would I be able to survive? Would I be able to handle it? What about the bad times? What if we don't get along? Culture shock. What about all those small things? Anyways, after coming to the conclusion that this is actually what I'd like to do, and I accept all the responsibilities that come with it, I applied. And in my application, I was briefed. We had meetings with my agent at YDP in Durban, and she explained to me thoroughly what is expected, what is required from me, the procedures, the interviews, the profile reviewing of myself and the families that would like to interview me, etc., etc. And when stuff started working out and, the different levels were passed, I actually realized that, no, wait, this is happening. This is happening, and I should just keep doing it, I did have doubts. I certainly did. I did have doubts because, you never know with change. You never know where it could be bad or good. Will you find a family that's worthy to stay with? Will they accept you with your differences? What about the religious, not that they conflict per se, but the differences, cultural differences, etc. But anyways, so that was done and that was paid for, and, everything was confirmed, visa, you name it. And then I got to New York after flying for 15 hours. Oh my goodness, what a long trip. Got to New York City, and I've heard so much about New York City that I was like, wow, is it really like the movies? The lights, and it is. And apart from the glitz and the glamour of New York City, I found the workshop that we had with, yourself and Natalie to be really, really, really helpful in preparing me. So already I'd done my meditations and my preparations prior to coming to America, but then I had to get this workshop facilitated through by the people who actually live here, people who've been doing this au pairing thing, or at least facilitating au pairs for a while now. So what you guys did was just, put the last layer of that foundation for me personally, and I think the best advice that I received at that workshop was hug your children when you see them for the first time. And that first impression lasts. Like, I can testify that is so true, that first impressions really do count. And how you go about, getting your first impression communicated across, it also boils down to what it is that you look for as an individual. So that self-alignment, that knowing what it is that you want, understanding why it is that you've chosen this, and why it is that, you wanted to come all the way from South Africa, from wherever your country is, to just come and look after other people's children. You know, you need to be really sure with yourself about everything. And I remember, you know, when the workshop was over and when I was equipped with all the advice that we were given, when I was equipped with this excitement and this unknowing, and I was prepared for whatever. And that's another thing, is that I had no expectations whatsoever. I just knew that I decided to take that quantum leap and I'm going to follow it through. And, you know, all you need for that kind of thing is just guidance and guidance. And I felt that GoPay was always there in the guiding direction, you know, as well as my agent in Durban, YDP Durban. They were always there from the very beginning. So it helped and it was encouraging.